This is the president, Air Force One, the current Air Force One, a piece of crap, landing in Saudi, and four Saudi fighter jets provided a air chaperone, air escort to land. This video taken by Dan Scavino, the president's aide, who early on used to be in charge of videos. Now he just dabbles. But here's some pretty good video of the landing. All right, so he lands, and here he is, 104, being greeted on the tarmac. Oh, incredible colored carpet. I want a swatch of that. By the Crown Prince. You'll recall when Joe Biden went to Saudi, they didn't greet him at the airport. They said low-level officials. This is being viewed as a sign of the president's close relationship with the House of Saud. And so here's the greeting. The president's tie seems to closely match the carpet. Coincidence, I'm sure. Anyway, this was an incredible arrival ceremony. The president shook 100 hands. Now, this is my favorite part of the day. Oh no, sorry, 105. So then they go back to I don't know, one of 100 palaces. And here's this incredible room. There's projected images of the president all over Riyadh. It's incredible. And there's this big conference going on for economic development with billionaires from around the world. So this is an incredible photo op. Chat, chat, chat. You can just see the comedy is higher than the comedy. And now this is the highlight of the day. This is 106. This is the receiving line. Okay. This was, again, while you all were sleeping, this thing was streaming on cable, mostly like the way you see it here on Sky, picture in picture. And here's members of the president's cabinet first, and you'll see there's Scott Bessent. You'll see Susie Wiles coming up in a moment. All the others are there very briefly, and they move on, although Bessent lingers. You see just Hegseth, very quick, just quick handshake and move on. Susie Wiles, watch, she'll come up. And then it was a bunch of business leaders, and we sat around all morning trying to recognize them. We recognized some, not others. So I think after this is Susie Wiles. Sean, who is that? Keep going. You can keep going. He's seen them. Sean's done lineups before. He knows how to remember remember. All right, here's Susie. So Susie tries to move on, and the president's like, no, 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 no. I need to tell you about this lady. This lady runs my life. This lady is so very good. All right, so okay, now you can put on fast forward. It just was an endless procession, and it was kind of interesting. And even on CNBC, where they're supposed to know every world leader, every business leader, they were like 33%. They didn't know who a bunch of the people were. Some Americans, some not. Elon Musk was one of them. Okay, now here's 107. One of the people popped up is a friend of Two-Way. There you see Patrick Soon-Shiong, the owner of Los Angeles Times and the future host of a show on Two-Way with me about fighting cancer. He got a lot of time with the president and the Saudi leader. You can see just lingering. He didn't have the most time, but he was in the top tier. And I don't know what they talked about. Presumably, he's trying to book both of them as guests on our upcoming show. All right. So, Dan, the trip's just started. He's got two other stops at least, and maybe there's all sorts of talk that he might go to Turkey for peace talks, or there might be an Abraham Accord 2, which I told you about a few days ago. What do you think of the trip so far, Dan?
Oh, the visuals are unbelievable. Trump likes a good visual. Look, he loves the pomp and circumstance, and he loves the flattery and the giant gilded halls and look, we'll see. I mean, a lot of these companies that are there have significant investments from the Saudis. A lot of them are trying to help Saudi Arabia diversify its economy. That is the top goal of the Crown Prince, to get off of the reliance on oil. And a lot of those companies are at the forefront of that. So look, it's good for American business. Hopefully some good comes out of it for our country. But he loves this stuff.
Sean, most presidents don't really like receiving lines. The president seemed to like this one.
Yeah, well, it's who's in the receiving line that matters.
Yeah.
And I think, we talked about this yesterday, but I think we're talking about upwards of $1 trillion in foreign direct investment, U.S. purchases of military equipment, et cetera, that my guess is they'll announce. I went back through the pictures from our May 2017 photo. It's actually kind of funny how similar so far it is in terms of just sequencing, et cetera. But I mean, I think part of the reason he replicated that is that it was so well done the first time that you want to start off on a high note.
That was a delicious video experience. I think you'll agree. Now, what you need to do in return for getting to enjoy that is hit the subscribe button, be part of the Two-Way community, never miss a thing.